So today is all about a beautiful master plan community that I almost show no love to on this channel, and I don't know why. But today we're going all in on Sienna out here in the Missouri City area. It's the south side of Houston if you're not familiar with that. But this community is absolutely massive. It's one of the biggest master plan communities in the metro, and we're gonna go all in today. We're gonna talk about amenities, some pros, some cons, things that I think that you should know before you consider calling Sienna out here, the Missouri City area home. If that sounds good, stay tuned.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
So what did you think about that Highland home? It was the plan 216. It's one of the more popular plans that have been showcased on my channel. It's a super popular one-story model that you will see kind of throughout the metro. If they have sections that go up to this wide and they offer the one-story product, it's usually gonna be that model. And chef's kiss as always. The first thing that I would say is a pro for this community is any builder that you have ever thought about, that you've ever cared about on a luxury scale, any of those builders are gonna be in this community. So your Westons, your Toll Brothers, your Highland homes like we just left out of, your Perry homes, your Newmarks, any of those people that you would deem as a luxury builder here in this metro are here, and they're gonna have product lines from the low 30, 45 foot sections all the way up to some of these estates like you're seeing behind me. Now, not everybody builds in every section, but from what I have seen over the years of the development is most of these builders are gonna be having an entry-level product all the way on up to an estate style. Some of the bigger builders like your Toll Brothers, your Highland Homes, your West End, some of those people are gonna hold more of the more luxury estate style lates or estate style lots like this one behind me. But pretty much all of your builders out here are gonna give you options from entry level all the way on up to that super luxury.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
Because on this plan, for something that is this narrow, you don't usually get like a patio or somewhere that you would have some outdoor space to really enjoy your neighborhood. But on these models, you do have a covered patio for the Hammerly. gorgeous plan. I really like it a lot. Looks like my boy Chris Kahn is still out here, so I know you would be in good hands. We've done a deal together out here for David Weekley. Super great builder. This is actually like the first new construction builder that my wife ever like loved in the metro. They do like a beautiful mix of modern and kind of farm style or farmhouse style aesthetic that my wife just always really loved. So I'm kind of shocked that we ended up kind of doing what we did. But gorgeous product. They always have incentives, always super helpful to my buyers. So let me know what you think. We're about to go and head over to the Beckley, but as you can see, like I said, this is probably one of the most narrow floor plans that I've ever shown on this channel. It's a 35-foot wide product, and it doesn't feel very cramped. You got 3 full baths and an office flex space up at the front. Open concept kitchen. So some of the things that you're gonna give up with being this narrow, you're not gonna have like a formal dining room. Everything is gonna be in this one main room. But for the size and for the price, this is going to be a very nice entry-level product home that gives you a little bit of inside living that looks really nice, as well as some outdoor patio that you could put your little furniture out there and enjoy your space. But let's head on over to the Beckley now for the 45-foot section for David Weekley, and let's see if you like that one. That was the Beckley plan by David Weekley, one of my favorite plans in that 40 to 45 foot lot style home. One of my favorite builders in the metro. They give you a nice variety of floor plans and just product line that you can have throughout. That one was decorated a little bit countryer than they normally would do it, but they just wanted to show you the different types of flooring and things throughout that you can have. Now we're going to step around the corner to the other section just around the corner from here and go and check out a slightly larger product. If you didn't notice from the last segment, they have sections from townhouses all the way on up to 90-foot plus wide lots. And so the second thing that I'll say is like a pro of this community, it is, I think the second or third, no, it's not the second, because Bridgeland is bigger than this by a few thousand acres. But it is like the second or third largest community outside of the Woodlands and Bridgeland. The Woodlands is crazy, it's his own city, it's 30,000 acres, give or take. This one is around 10,000 acres, so just slightly smaller than Bridgeland. Bridgeland hovers around 12,000 acres right now as they continue to expand. But this is a massive community, massive amount of amenities, massive amount of parks, schools and things on site, things to do, multiple pools, multiple gyms, just in all the sections. This is another one of those communities, kind of like Bridgeland, where I've been out here touring for several hours before, and I know that I have not come close to seeing all of the sections out here just because it has that much scale. And so for those people that love to feel like they are a part of a huge community that has all of the amenities and all the things that you will possibly need, if you're wanting to live south of town, this is one of the ones that I'll always tell my clients about. and it's on the west side of 288. This is definitely the one that I'll tell you about. If you're looking on the east side, then I would probably say, hey, come give us a shot over there in Meridiana. Come be my neighbor. If you're looking on the west side, or if you really care about some of the things like the higher rated schools that have been here and cranking out these taxes for this amount of time here, the schools are rated much higher than most of the schools in the area. So the overall scale, the overall size, and the support that you have within your community here, because it is so massive, is hard to compete with in the Houston Metro, and Sienna is one of the best to do it out here. And so now I know we've been checking out a lot of these model homes that are super decked out. I wanted to also show you, while we're in this section, the 55-foot section, I wanted to show you some of the inventory homes that Toll Brother has to offer, just so you can get a gauge for what it would look like as an inventory home versus all super decked out like the other models that we've seen so far. So what are y'all thinking about this one so far? This is a gorgeous plan. It's not the Bandera. I'm drawing a blank on which plan this is. If I go to the sales center, I'll let you know, and I'll put that in the description, or a link one like this over here in the area. But gorgeous plan. This is what your standard inventory home is going to look like for a builder like Toll Brothers. They're going to use some higher finishes. You'll notice that there'll be things like no cabinet hardware. That's pretty common for the builders to kind of leave off, even at a luxury high end. When the listing sits maybe for a few weeks to a month, maybe they'll come in afterwards and probably put some black hardware on here. But that is not uncommon for them to leave that off on an inventory, because they don't want to take on any extra cost that they don't need to as the builder if somebody's going to buy it. But yeah, this is a 4-bedroom with this little media entertainment office space, sliders on the back. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous home, nice size pantry, almost a walk-in. They would probably call this a walk-in, but not quite a walk-in to me. But let's see. Yeah, I'm taking steps in here. I got steps in here. So walk-in pantry. But yeah, gorgeous Toll Brothers home. And this is what you can expect to feel and get in a 55-foot product. So we were in a 35-foot, then we were in a 40-foot. This is their 55-foot product for Toll Brothers, just around the corner from where we just were. And this is how wide and grand and big it feels. You see the nice tall ceilings. You see how wide that doorway is. That's one of the biggest places that most of my buyers feel the width, is off of the doorway. You see how wide that entry passageway is compared to a 35 or 40-foot entry. But yeah, that is a Toll Brothers. Let me know what you think about that one. But we still got more to see today. And as I'm riding around to the next section of model homes and areas to check out, like I said, we were in the 55-foot section that features Toll Brothers and I think Perry over here. But the sheer sense of scale, we've been here filming for you guys for like an hour now, and I've only been in 2 sections. on this side of the community. And so this is truly a massive place when it comes to the overall scale, the oversized. We're in Crescent Spring right now, just in case you come out here and talk to one of these sales teams, let them know that I sent you. But it is truly a really just massive place to explore and consider to be your home. So many builders, so many things to do, so many places to look at. And right now I'm about to go and try to take you to see some more of them, as well as I'll try to run across some of these parks and all these other amenity things that they have here, just to give you a sense of idea of what you can get depending on what section you decide to call home. Of course, if you live here, you'll have access to all the amenities, features, and things that are available to this community. You'll have access to all of that. But yeah, truly huge. Let's go check out some more houses now. So now we're stepping it up into a price point where we're rounding up to $1 million at this point, right? We're in the 60, 70, and 80 foot sections in their model home park. And right now, like I said, kind of mentioned earlier before, all of the builders that we've seen before are probably gonna have an offering in here. So I'm seeing a David Weekley, that looks like the Leighton plan that we're probably about to head in. We have Shea Homes, we have Newmark, more Toll Brothers, we have a true custom builder and J. Patrick, we have Tri-Point, and it looks like a Jamestown, which is also another true custom builder out in the metro. I believe I see a Highland sign off in the distance as well. So again, any builder that you want, any budget that you have, you can meet that budget and those needs out here in Sienna. But now let's go and check out this Leighton plan, and then we'll go and see what other models we can poke our head in and get us some views of for y'all. That was gorgeous. So that style of home, all of these styles of homes over here are going to get into that like upper 700,000 plus, like I said, up to $1 million. But the next pro that you're going to absolutely see in the Sienna area is that if you want a really big house, especially for those people that hit me up that have really nice budgets that say they want a house that is over 3,800 square feet, if you want to be in that 4,000 plus square feet of a home, this is going to be one of the best communities this side of the world that'll get you a lot that is large enough to build something that big. Meridiana is one on the east side of 288. We have some builders that'll go up to lots of 100 foot wide over there. Drees is one of them. I think Perry goes up to 80 or 90, but Drees has the biggest lots over there in Meridiana. But over here, they're doing the same, and they've been doing the same for a while, and they have a lot more opportunities to do the same. And so, yeah, just wanted to show you that. I love that Leighton plan. I think they have it in Bridgeland. So I think I've shown a full, real, true tour on my channel for the Leighton plan in Bridgeland. Wanted you to just see that one, but super gorgeous. Let's hop in here to the Shea, and then we'll make our way around to all the other luxury builders in the 60, 70, 80, 90 foot section over here in Sienna. that is a gorgeous Shea home, Plan 5051. And I got a story on this one. The last time I was out here, I had some clients from California. I'm not going to say their names on here. I'll keep them anonymous out here. But this is the house that almost sold them on moving to Sienna. The one thing that stopped them at the time is they didn't have any more lots of the width that could accommodate this house. But that is a 5-bedroom office and a media room and a butler's kitchen or a spice kitchen, however you want to call it. Gorgeous home. As shown, you can get that for sub 800,000, but again, we're kind of getting up into that price point. And so that takes me to really the first con. And you know, if you're looking out in Sienna, this probably ain't even a problem for you, right? This ain't a problem for you if you're looking out in Sienna, because you know that Sienna is a premier community if you're doing your research, and you're finding this video, so you're gonna further know that this is a premier community. And so the rules of width, size of the lot, and the corresponding price, you know that for the premier builders, they're gonna follow about that same trend. So what do I mean by that? So on a 70-foot lot, I would expect most of their houses on a Toll Brothers to be around that low 7s to 800,000. On some of these bigger ones, on like the 80-foot lot, I would expect for their houses to be 800,000 to about $1 million, right? And so that trend follows almost to a T out here. It does the same in Bridgeland. On the flip side of that, for the size lots that, for example, a Highland Homes can build in my community, Meridiana, you would top out around 750, 800,000. If you're just going crazy, balls to the wall, you'd be at like 800,000. Where out here, you would probably be 75 to 100,000 more for the same layout in this community, just because the land and all that stuff costs more here in Sienna versus like a Meridiana, for example. The prices would be a little bit more in line with what you would see at Bridgeland. And so many times people that are looking at the higher price point for those lots, and like I said, one of the benefits of being over here is that you can get a lot that is really wide, but you're gonna pay a premium to be in a community that can accommodate lots that are that big. But right now, I don't think I've ever shown this one on the channel, so we're gonna see if it is open, and we're gonna go and check out this big Toll Brothers mansion, and I'll give you some of the details and some of the incentives when I leave out of there. Gorgeous plan. It's the Carmen plan by Toll Brothers. I've never seen that one in the Metro. She said that this one was about a year old, and that makes sense. I believe the last time I was really out here touring on this side, this was closed. So those same clients that fell in love with the Shea, we were trying to see this Toll Brothers, and we couldn't that day because they were still working on it. So all ringing the bell to me right now. Okay, so now as far as price of that home, just to kind of give you a step up. So right on the money about what I just said in the previous segment. This is on a 70-foot lot, and the base price of this model is $719. And so that's before structural upgrades. They did some things in here, like added a 5th bedroom. All the finishes are going to be cosmetically upgraded. They also added a media space here, right? So that's just what's going to come with it, all decked out. This is definitely probably going to be $1 million home, but kind of being in line with what I told you earlier. 70-foot wide lot, premium builder. They're probably going to start $700,000. That's before lot premium, that's before structural changes, that's before any cosmetic things that you do. You're out the gate $700,000 on that one. So let's go and check out some of these other models in here and let me know what you think. Kitchen in this one. Sheesh. One of my favorite things about a big tri-point home, they always give you a secret room. Cool. Love this feature on tri-points. You just step out of your secret room, behind the bookshelf, like nothing ever happened. My friends, I know I get out here and I fold and I'm out here just like my wife Marissa, but there's some models that you just go in and you're just like, man, did I just see that? This is almost a 6,000 square foot house. Base price on this one being on the 80-foot section. As I said before, it's going to follow the trend for the width of the home being around where that price point is. So this one as a base is like $875 base. All dolled up, they're going to be right around $1 million for that one, but that is easily one of the best looking $1 million homes that I have seen in this market. Not even close. They got mosaic tiles going up the stairs with the wood treads. They got extra rooms. They got full second kitchens in this house. Movie room, secret bonus room, you name it, they had it in that model. I believe it's the Verona plan. So field is in there, super nice. They have a couple more lots in their current section that they can build, and then we would be waiting, if you wanted to build that specific model, we'd be waiting until they open up their new section, which he's expecting somewhere kind of later on in the end of the year, but only time will tell with that. But that was gorgeous home. Now, let's go and check in. We actually have this Ashby on the channel. This is the most popular video from my channel out in Dunham Point in Cyprus. If you haven't seen that one, go check that one out. So we're gonna keep it on going down the road and check out some people that you ain't never seen on this channel before. And so now we're standing in front of the J. Patrick. I don't know if they're open. I think they are, but if they are, we'll go in there and check it out. This is a truly custom builder here in the metro. So they're gonna be along the same lines as like your Partners in Builders, your Jamestown, and J. Patrick are the three big ones that you hear kind of over and over in these big master plan communities that will give you a more custom feel and process than these standard like production builders that we've been looking at so far. So let's see if they're open. I'll give you some pricing, let you know if they got any incentives, any of that stuff right now, and then we'll go and check out some of these trails and little parks that they have just kind of sprinkled out throughout this section. Out here on the balcony, you're on the 90-foot lots over here. So again, we're gonna talk about what that means from a price standpoint in a premier community like Sienna, but I know I just said what I said about Tri-Point, but, but it's like they keep topping themselves over here. This is a crazy model home. So that model was crazy on a 90-foot section, as we said. And so following the same trends, premier builder, that's more than above semi-custom. They're charging 1.1 for a base on that one. And all decked out how it is, you're probably looking at 1.4, 1.5, all decked out. Now, of course, if you go in there and you pick some other things, you can get lower. But out the gate, 90-foot section, likely gonna have some kind of water feature, likely gonna be some kind of a gated feature. You're gonna pay a premium for that builder, right? That is the trend, is that you are gonna pay a premium out here for that builder. But if you got the money and you're willing to pay it, you can come out here and get whatever you want well above 4,000 square feet, where a lot of the communities in Houston, if you're doing any kind of research right now, you're looking for really big communities or really big builders in communities, they kind of cap out around 4,000 square feet in most of them, because you have a lot restriction of about 60 foot, 65 foot. And so on the size lot that you have, you can only build so big. But when you come out here to the 70s, 80s, and 90s, you can of course get a much bigger house if you're willing to pay for it. So right now we got this Jamestown. I think this will for sure be the first time that this is on the channel. If they're unlocked, we'll go check them out and let me know what you think about that. And then we'll kind of just wrap up the day. Man, I've been in here for a few hours now, barely scratched the surface. Can I tell you that I've only been in 2 sections, and I've been out here for 3 hours just getting content and footage for y'all and just getting all the details and everything that you need to know. So you don't have to come out here and basically be lost in the wilderness, right? I'm doing all this for y'all. So let's check out this Jamestown and let me know what you think, and then we'll wrap this thing up. All right, what did you think about that plan? Not as big as the previous plans that we've just shown on the channel here by Jamestown, but it is on a 100-foot section. So can you guess about what that house would go for, all dolled up and with some of your favorite finishes in it? I'll let you guess. If you guess that it's over 1.5, it's definitely over 1.5. That one, a similar one that they just sold as an inventory home, was 1.7, and so that's about what you could expect to be on a 100-foot section. They just opened up a new section at the front of Sienna Parkway near 521, and they are going to have 10 more lots that they have available out there for them. But as of right now, something like that is pushing you close to $2 million. But again, the word for the day is you got options, but what are you willing to pay for them? You can get whatever you want out here, but what are you willing to actually pay for it? If you got it and you want to do it, let's come to it. But now I'm heading on over to one of their mini lakes in this community, and to have a little bit of a talk about some stuff that other people aren't going to talk about in the Houston Metro. Maybe just because they're not coming from the lens that I have or that I come from, and it's a historical con to this area, and it's one of the things that some of my clients that move here, and once they kind of like realize where they are a little less excited about moving here, because this is Sienna, also known as Sienna Plantation, and this was one of the biggest plantations in Texas. And so the historical context of what that means for some people, the historical context for what that means for those same people to now be able to say that they own a mansion where some of their ancestors maybe were at some point in time enslaved, right? That is the reality of real estate in Texas. And this one being one of the most premier sites on one of the most historically kind of, I would say, like scarred locations based on what used to be here. It's just something that kind of comes with being in a place like this in Texas. Now, if we dug too deep into, for example, Meridiana, where I live, we may find something similar. Who knows? But this is one of those things that would probably never come up on any of the other channels. One, because they don't have the demographic background that I have to care about anything like that. They just see a nice community, and they see the nice schools and the nice amenities and all the things that they care about, and the other historical stuff they don't care about. But that is something that some of my clients of different demographic backgrounds will look at it and be like, I don't want to live on an old plantation, and I completely understand that. And so that comes with being out in Sienna. Sienna was once, this is like a recent name change, I want to say within the last 5 years. It used to still be called Sienna Plantation until like 5 years ago. And so that is a recent change where they've rebranded as just Sienna, but for the people that know, and now this is a little bit of a historical notch that now you know, and you do with that what you will. Like I said, I'm from Louisiana. I'm from a place where some of our best wedding venues are on plantations. My wife and I got married at a plantation. I didn't really want to do that, but it's a common thing here in the South. And for people that aren't from the South and that are looking to move to a place like this, that sort of thing can happen. It just so happens that one of the most premier communities in the metro happens to be on an old plantation. Other than that, on to more lighthearted news, I can see where Meridiana gets its name of basically being the baby Sienna. All the lakes and walking trails and pocket parks and just kind of like places where you can sit and have a light bite or just go for a walk. All of these are pretty much interconnected for the sections that have to do with this lake or for other sections that are nearby. And so I can see the mystique and the charm that I feel in Meridiana. I see where it gets a lot of its inspiration from. And it's one of those things that I really, truly enjoy, just riding through here. The attention to details, the pride of having your own section of this community. Meridiana basically copies that bar for bar. The winding roads that go through all of these laked area, Meridiana basically copies that like bar for bar, except it is way cheaper. So that's the other part that you kind of got to think about as we recap today, is you're going to pay a premium to be out here. You have some of the largest lot sizes that you could ever have in the Houston metro are out here. The taxes, that's one thing that we didn't touch on at all today. The property taxes are also over 3% out here. So for some of these houses that we saw that were approaching or above $1 million, for some of these you would have a tax bill every year of $30,000 before your homestead exemption, right? And so all of those things, all of those factors lead you to either decide to go check out somewhere else or call this home. If you got the money and you're willing to do it, I'm willing to tour with you. Call, text, email. Don't be one of those people that see me out here getting footage and say, hey, Aaron, I saw you from the channel. Call me, hit me with a text. Had a couple calls this morning. I'm pretty chill, I'm pretty low key. Yes, I answer the phone. No, I don't have a team. No, I don't have somebody answering the phone for me. If you call me or text me, you're gonna get me, and I like to keep it that way. So look forward to hearing from you. This was Sienna. I was out here 4.5 hours for y'all today grinding, so you don't have to get lost in some of the weeds. And again, this was only 2 sections and I was out here 4.5 hours. There's more sections, there's more builders than I showed here today. And if no matter your price point, whether it's the mid to low 300s all the way up to $1 million plus, I got you covered out here or in any community. I look forward to hearing from you, and I hope you have an amazing day.